Now, to begin this deep muscle relaxation exercise, get yourself comfortable in a room where no one will disturb you. You might find it most comfortable to be in a reclining chair with a support for your head and support for your legs. If you like, you can lie down, perhaps with a pillow under your neck and something under your knees. We'll go through the main muscle groups of the body, tensing them and relaxing. And our aim is to get completely familiar with the feeling of letting go of tension in the muscles. To begin, let's watch the breathing really closely. Watch the air coming up through your nose, into your head, and going down the windpipe and into the lungs. And notice how, when the lungs are full of air, there's a short pause and the air comes out again. And this cycle is repeated automatically. Air comes in, into the lungs, a pause, and it goes out again. To begin the tensing and relaxing of muscles, have your right hand palm upwards in your lap or on your thigh. And make a fist with this right hand, clenching the fingers, studying the tension, noticing how it makes a tightness go right up your arm. And then slowly letting it go. Letting the fist unfold, letting the fingers straighten out somewhat, letting the tightness or tension run out of the fingers and away. Let's repeat this, clenching the right hand, making a fist, gradually tightening and steadying the tension. And then, when you have it, unfolding again, slowly letting it go. And perhaps you can even feel tension leaving the arm and leaving the hands and fingers. If you haven't already done so, it helps to close your eyes so that you can concentrate on what you're doing. Now let's do it with the left hand. Making a fist with the open left hand, closing the fingers, tightening, studying the tension, and then slowly beginning to let it go. Down the arm, down the hands, uncurling the fingers, letting the tension drain away to leave your hand completely. And once more with the left hand, curling the fingers, making that fist, tightening and tightening, and then letting it go. Letting the fingers uncurl slowly, letting the tension drain away. And we can do both at once. Let's go through that one time. Clenching both fists, tightening, studying the tension, and then when you're ready, letting it go, letting the forearms relax, letting the hands uncurl, letting the tension drain away. Perhaps you can let a little more go. There's always more tension that can be got rid of in this way. By concentrating on what's happening in your arms and hands, you can get the feeling, I can let a bit more of that go even yet. Now, this time we'll bend both elbows to bring some tension into the biceps and the upper arms. So having made fists, bend your elbows, bring your fists up towards your shoulders, and notice the tension in the upper arms and shoulders that brings about. Study it for a moment, and then let it go slowly by bringing your arms down again to your thighs. And when they reach your thighs, there's a sense of release, of letting go. Again, letting go of that tension that was exaggerated by our movement in the shoulders and arms. Now, the opposite movement, straighten both your arms out in front of you. Push your hands away from you. You can clench your fists if you like, and notice the tension in the muscles on the outside of the upper arms. Study that for a moment, and then again, in the same way as before, bring your hands slowly back to the resting position, your arms and hands back on your thighs, and let any tension that's been built up drain away. Now we'll pull the shoulders up towards the ears. Bring your shoulders up and up towards your ears. A kind of exaggerated shrug. Notice how that feels and hold it for a moment. It's a kind of a fear position, pulling our head into the protection of the shoulders. It's a little bit uncomfortable. So begin to let it go. Let the shoulders drop again. Down to the resting position. All the movements very slow. And notice how they feel. Can you feel any tightness there in the shoulders or in the neck? Perhaps you can let it go a little bit more. Perhaps you have the sense of being able to wriggle the shoulders a bit. And let even more of that discomfort, that tightness, drain away. Down the arms or down the body. Now take a deep breath and hold it. Hold it for a moment. Notice the tension around the chest and then let it go. You may be aware of a nice sinking, relaxing feeling as you let the breath out. So let's do that once again. Taking a deep breath in. Hold it. And then let it go. Letting the shoulders drop. Letting the arms and hands relax. Letting tension from all of the upper body now drain away down the body. We'll move now to the abdomen. Tighten your stomach, your abdomen, so that your belly becomes tight like a drum. It's a bit uncomfortable. Notice how it feels, and then let it go. I wonder what muscles, what areas of your body were involved in that movement. Could you feel them? Let's do it again. Tighten the abdomen. Tighten that belly. Notice how the rest of your body gets involved too, and then let it go. Now this time we'll do the opposite movement, drawing the belly in hard towards the backbone, drawing it in as much as you can. Draw your belly in. Notice that feeling. and let it back out to the relaxed position. Now you can encourage a relaxed, warm, pleasant and heavy feeling to develop throughout the upper body, the shoulders, the arms, around the chest and in the abdomen. Allow a warm, heavy feeling to develop and enjoy it. Now let's move to the lower back. Slowly and carefully arch the lower back, making a hollow in it. If you're sitting in a chair, bring the lower back away from the chair. The movement need only be small to put some tension into those back muscles. How does that feel? Notice it, study it, and then let your body come back to the relaxed position and let that exaggerated tightness drain away. Let's do that once again, arching the lower back, noticing how muscles up and down the back tend to tighten, holding it for a moment, and then letting it go. And again, letting that warm, pleasant, heavy, sinking feeling develop in all of your upper body. Just allowing the chair or wherever you're lying, the supports behind you, to keep you completely comfortable and do the work of supporting you there. All right, let's move now to the face region. And the first thing to do is to raise the eyebrows as if you're asking a question in a dramatic way, raising the eyebrows up to the top of the forehead, feeling the tightness around the top of the eyes and in the forehead as you do that, and let them go. And then crease the brow, a frown, bringing the eyebrows more or less together across the nose. Feel that worried, intense feeling, and then let it go. Now clench the jaws, tightly, holding the tension. We all hold a lot of tension in these big jaw muscles. Notice how it feels, and then let it relax, let the mouth and jaws relax. And imagine that tension draining away from the jaws. If you want to, you can let the lower jaw drop a little bit, perhaps half an inch or so, and move it from side to side. This lets the jaw muscles relax still further. Helps the tongue also to relax. Now press the lips together in a prim, tight little motion. And then relax them. Now let the whole face relax. Scan it for any remaining tightness or discomfort. And think to yourself, I can let go a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little more. Now, let's work on the neck for a moment. Slowly and carefully tip the jaw upwards and upwards to bring tension to the neck, front and back. Notice how that feels, and slowly bring the head back to the resting position. As you breathe out, letting tension drain away from the neck, down the body and away. We don't need it. And the opposite motion, tilting the head forward, bringing the jaw and chin down towards the chest. Notice how that tightens all the muscles at the back of our necks. Steady it for a moment in the same way, and then bring your head slowly back to the resting position again. Let's draw our shoulders up towards our ears again once more. Rolling the shoulders up and up, holding them tight, and then letting them down slowly. Breathing out, letting that tension drain away. And you may notice it's when we breathe out that we seem most able to let go, tightness in the muscles. And let this relaxed feeling spread now down your face, down the back of your neck, across the shoulders, and down the arms and body. So the next time you breathe out, you can imagine any remaining tension in the face and upper body simply draining away. To work on the lower body a little bit, tensing the buttocks and thighs. If you're sitting, it may help you to press down on your heels. Tense the buttocks, tense the thighs, those big muscles in the legs. Again, studying the tension, noticing how it feels, a little uncomfortable, and then letting go. Releasing. Relaxing, letting the energy flow down the legs. I wonder if you can get some tension in the opposite sets of muscles by turning the toes away from the face. Tightening up the calf muscles. The shin muscles too will tighten. Notice how that feels. Notice where it's uncomfortable. And then bringing them back to the normal resting position, letting that tension drain away. Take a moment to notice how your feet feel. From the heels, along the soles of the feet, right into the toes. The toes may want to wriggle a little. Imagine the legs and feet and toes getting very heavy and warm and relaxed. as they rest there. Now notice all the parts of your body. Scan through it, as it were, from the head and face, down the neck, across the shoulders, around the chest and down the body, back and front, buttocks and thighs, calves and shins and feet. And as you scan through the body, if there are any areas where there's any remaining tension, now's the time to let it go. Letting a relaxed feeling come over the whole body. Getting a sense that you can let this happen at any time. All it takes is paying attention to how the body feels. Now, to end this relaxation exercise, with the eyes still closed, imagine a pleasant scene somewhere outside, perhaps somewhere you've been in the past. It might be by the seaside, it might be in the woods, it could be in a garden, it could be almost anywhere. Somewhere in pleasant, relaxing, natural surroundings. I wonder if you can see that scene in some way. If it's by the seaside, I wonder if you can see the sun sparkling on the waves. You might see sand, perhaps cliffs, perhaps trees in back of the beach. Might be other people in the distance. Perhaps you can see the waves breaking on the beach. Use your other senses as well. What can you hear? Can you imagine hearing sounds? If it's by the seaside again, you might hear seagulls or the gentle breaking of waves. If it's in the woods, you might hear the rustling of the wind in the trees. Perhaps you can hear people calling in the distance. Use your sense of touch as well. Can you feel sunlight or warm sand on your skin? Can you feel a gentle breeze blowing on your cheek, blowing through your hair? Can you imagine yourself lying or sitting somewhere in that scene, feeling completely relaxed and at peace and at one with your surroundings? Maybe you can even smell or taste the surroundings. Perhaps the air has a particular smell. If it's the seaside, you may even almost be able to taste the salt in the air, or so it seems. Let yourself be part of this again. And remember how you felt if you were there sometime in the past. Know that you can return at any time to these places. And once you've allowed yourself to be completely relaxed, you can summon up these mental images and enjoy them. Now, to finish, I'm going to count from 1 to 5 very slowly, so that by 5 we'll be back to our normal, alert, waking state, bringing with us any feelings, any relaxation that we've experienced during this exercise. 1, beginning to drift back. 2, 3, you might like to move your fingers and toes a little. Wriggle them backwards and forwards, get the circulation going. And at 4, it helps sometimes to take a deep breath. Feeling more alert, ready to be back in the room. And in your own time, at 5, open your eyes and look around.